behind the scenes at the Glass Academy. Everyone's checking their phones, getting ready so they can answer the chats when you ask us questions. I have got tonight's winners, all kinds of good stuff ready for you guys. I want to tell you right now, while you're getting set up, while you're getting your beverage and you're having a seat, think about that last weekend in July. If you are local, if you are not local, come on by. That last weekend, it's 28, 29, 30 or 29, 30, 31, like that. Huge customer appreciation and something super special going on. So I will tell you right now, book that weekend, come up to the Glass Academy. We're going to have some hands-on things, all kinds of stuff going on. If you want to see us, you've never been here, travel in July, come see us. Okay, tonight's question, let's get that started. Where do you get your flowers from? You send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com. Do not send it to any other thing but that, because that's where we will scoop up the answers from. Once you're on our mailing list, you can answer it in the e-news. That's the best way to do it, because you can answer it ahead of time. Then when the show comes live, you're 100% focused here. Okay. Hello, 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 everyone. Tell us where you're from. I see Sarnia. I see someone saying good evening, YouTube. Tell us where you are from. City and state, and even country. We try to get 5 countries every show. We're pretty close. We run a consistent 4, and I want to see if we can bump it up to 5. So on that note, share with your friends and family. Let everyone know what's going on, and I think that's it.
That's right.
My marketing course is tomorrow, and this is the one she
Looking a little chaotic on this table here.
Which one is next?
This one.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think we're going to bust it over to our solo camera extraordinaire, Uncle Dennis over here, and Chris is going to be showing off the tool of the day. What's happening, everybody? How are ya? Nice to see you tonight. Show number 161 here at the Gathering Point. Hottest show on the internet. We're on YouTube streaming and Facebook. It's my son Jake here. My name's Chris. Michelle was just talking to you guys. We are on to the tool of the day. And today's tool is a cool tool. Come on over here with me, Dennis.
Pretty sweet. Watch the cords now.
Yep, watch those cords.
Right past tech support.
Don't point the camera into the computer where it's streaming, because we could go into another dimension. So don't do it. But
careful.
These are a very, very important tool, guys. Look, we've got hundreds of containers here that hold our colored glass. And we have them labeled just properly, because what you can't do is it's really tough for glass artists to mix colors to a particular customer's perfect shade. Many times over a very long period of time of making art, we would people would come to us and say, oh my God, my color of my couch is blue, and I really want to make some pendant lights in my kitchen that match the couch perfectly. And it's like, we can't do that, because we're not mixing color to make exact colors to match things. Glassblowers have a specific number of colors, maybe 15 or 20 different blues, 15 or 20 different greens, and if you are mixing your own color to match something, it's a very expensive deal. You can't mix color, and you have to do a whole take of glass to do it, and if it's not the right shade, you've got to work that glass down and use it up, because it's very expensive. So what we say is, when somebody wants a specific color, is, hey, here's 5 or 6 blues that are darn close to the color that you're looking for, choose those. But the tool I'm talking about, color, is this container, this sweet transparent container, which allows us to say, hey, let's get out 2 or 3 or 4 different greens and look at them and see what we're going to add to the piece we're making, and see how we can see through them. Well, it's such an important topic now, because for the first 10 years of blowing glass, down in Detroit at our first studio on Michigan Avenue, we had hundreds of containers that were these particular containers.
Uh-oh.
And let me tell you, after 10 years of picking colors out and saying, cherry red, R142, and then your mind imagines what cherry red is without looking in there and seeing that you've got a beautiful cherry red, you have to remember the color. So it was kind of like a pretty darn messed up situation that we created for ourselves when we would be like, what are we going to put this color with this color? And we were only designing through the colored names and numbers, not the visual. So when we discovered that we could get transparent trays and containers to hold the glass, that was pretty huge. And it wasn't really something that was just invented. I think they were around back then, but we just kind of wanted it to be a little harder than normal.
Sure.
So thank goodness that's over. But that's the tool of the day.
Whoa.
A little dust coming off of it, a little music. But we're going to get back over here into the hot shop, guys, away from our color thing. Once again, avoid the crazy, Dennis, don't be, we don't need any accidents tonight when it comes to multi-dimensional situations.
Well, we got a pretty cool show lined up tonight. That's the tool of the day, folks, and we hope that you're learning something every time we're here, because that's what this is about, is learning about glass, drinking sparkling water, and asking questions. So as long as you guys are engaged and we see you on the chat, then we'll know that you're watching and you're having a good time. And if you're one of the silent viewers, that's cool too. But let's take a look at the plan for the day.
Yeah, the board. We always have the gathering point board right here. Show number 161. And for any of you newbies out there who might be watching for the first time, and you might be watching 3 days from now for the first time. Show 161, we started our shows in the pandemic when we could not do anything but be quarantined. And we were the only ones coming into the studio. We created this show and started doing it. And through the support of all of our followers who we've been entertaining here for 161 shows, we've got to the point where we're at now, which has been a pretty darn nice journey.
Yeah, we've changed things up, we've switched things up, we've gone back to some things, and I think we got a pretty darn good show going on at this point. We've got a good understanding of what's going on. We got some great announcements coming from Command Central over here a little bit later today, and then we got the plan for the day right here.
Always, every show, we do a warmer-upper that gets our muscles loose, our sweat glands pumping, because it is hot, especially coming into the summer now. We're going to be in here. You guys are going to see us drenched blowing glass, and that's a nice thing, because that's one of the most difficult things about blowing glass, is that you need to be enjoying the heat. If you're not a person who loves sweating your brains out, don't try to be a glass blower, because
Just don't do it.
yeah, you just can't do it. So first thing we do is a warmer-upper, and we're going to show you guys a really cool thing. What's that item?
That's called the diskello, and we want to do that. We're highlighting that for the glass blowing today, but the featured product table is a little bit different. And we got some pretty cool pieces to show you tonight, some individual pieces that you're not going to have an opportunity to choose in any other scenario except for tonight. But we're going to make diskellos because they're a really beautiful process of a piece. And if you guys don't know what a diskello is, if you're new to the show, that's our own personal name that we've put into a wall art piece.
Yeah, it's a wall art piece. It's a spun out piece of blown glass, and it really highlights one of the glass blower's most important tools out there. And we're not going to tell you what that is until we're making it, but it might be something.
a lot of people could guess because we've said it before.
Yeah, it's one of the glass blower's most important tools when you make a diskello, and you could guess before we do it if you want. Put it in the live chat on YouTube or on Facebook. But it's a really cool process, and the way we sell these pieces, the diskellos, they're made to be on the wall in a group. If you have a spot in your living room, over your TV, under your TV, on either sides of your TV, or maybe you don't even have a TV and you're watching us on the computer, even better, guys. That's sweet. But you decorate your wall. It's a wall piece, and I think Dennis...
Take a zoom at him over there.
Dennis, see him over there on the wall? You could actually do a small gallop if you want.
Small zoom.
You could gallop over there, but do you see him on the wall over there?
Look at that, folks. Looks like Michelle's going to grab one. She's snagging one to bring it right back over. Look at her go.
Here she comes. Here she comes. She's got her paddles of diskellos. But they're plates that go on the wall, and you can pick out your complementary colors with different patterns, and they're really beautiful. And it's a cool process to see. It's really one of the most eclectic processes that glass blowers use when they're doing it. And it's a process that's hundreds and hundreds of years old. That's how they used to make sheet glass for your windows.
But I bet you could talk about that when you're doing something.
Yeah, we will. I guess Michelle's getting us the boot.
So we'll
There
get
it
started
goes.
with the warmer-upper. I will say, because you didn't say it, we got a custom order tonight from Marilyn. Hopefully her and her friend are watching tonight. They could be watching after the fact, but maybe send us a comment if you're watching, because we got a pretty one-of-a-kind custom order coming in tonight. First of its kind, brand new, special, and it's going to be pretty darn cool from Marilyn. We went back and forth on this one for quite a bit there to figure it out, design it, colors, style, shape, pricing, the whole 9 yards, and we got it figured out. Chris is picking out his colors right now because, well, I'm warmed up already. Chris is going to do the warmer-upper. Matt and I were blowing glass from about noon till about now, which is 6 o'clock. And so I'm plenty warm. Chris is pulling out what looks to be like an iridescent gold. And then we've got, I already left out the iridescent lighter gold here. And this might be a little bit of the, not the purple. This is called a medium blue.
Yeah, it's like a very
Goes
light,
right on the floor.
light steel blue.
Yeah, it's a beautiful electric blue, and we're gonna see what happens. Those are larger chunks there that he's picking out, so
Hey,
it's
you know what?
interesting.
Oh, a customer in Ohio just said there's a tornado watch right where
In
they are.
Ohio?
Yes.
Jeez.
Well,
That's kinda
yeah,
crazy.
tornado watches for anyone who's out there. We hope you're okay. If it does get too close to you, make sure you get down to a low area in your house or the basement or the cellar, because don't mess around with those things. They're getting crazier and crazier every day, and we hope the best for you. Be safe.
I saw a lot of comments there of where people are watching from. It's amazing. Let us know. We love to see all the different countries. We write them down. We log them from each show. And I did see 2 or 3 comments that gravity is the most important tool.
I like that. I thought, because it's like the unspoken tool.
Yeah. People definitely are watching the show, which is very cool. But Chris is going to go for a gather here. He's picking up some molten glass.
We got enough room in there for a rondelle? We got a rondelle rack in there or anything?
And number 3, yeah, we do.
So there's an open spot in it for me?
They're all open.
Nice. So I'm looking at probably not doing anything bigger than like about 15 inches, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure I know what I'm going into, because nothing's worse than blowing a beautiful piece of glass and not having room in the annealing oven for it and having to watch it blow up.
Straight treachery.
Yeah, but I'm going to do this in 2 layers, guys. I'm going to do the first layer, then I'm going to do a second layer, and I'm going to have colors on both of those layers. And the metallic colors I'm going to have on the inside layer and the outside, because it makes a really cool, very eclectic looking milky iridescent pattern in the interior when you encase a reduction color, which is a reducing silver color in between 2 layers of crystal. So I got the blowpipe red hot. You know you have to have a blowpipe red hot when you take the gather. And now I'm going in for my gather, just like a molten vat of honey. You guys have put honey on your cereal before. Well, here we go. A nice molten gather. That glass is about 2,125 degrees. I know that because I just checked it.
No,
just checked it.
2113, pal.
Hey, well, it's because I opened the door. It went down from 25 to 13. So I'm glad you helped me out with that, Jake.
No problem. So I was going into that blue. It's a beautiful deep blue, but like I was saying, it's large chunks, so that's not going to be a perfectly even and smooth coat. But this gold sure will be, because that's almost like a powder right there.
Hey, you know what I'm doing?
What are you doing?
Oh, I think I got some
I'm
time to
putting
pick
the
that out of
contest
there.
winners in the spreadsheet for next week. They're coming fast and furious.
Oh, man.
Kinda
People are
cool.
already answering the giveaway question, you're saying?
Yep.
Wow.
I think that's the key. Let's do it early in the night.
I will say we work a lot with Frit around here, folks, and we got a lot of different products with a lot of different color patterns and styles to them. That's one of many different ways to work with color, but I think we're pretty extravagant with our use of and our experimentation with different sizes, different colors, different combinations, different chemical reactions. We really do a lot, and I've learned a lot from my parents through the years of 30 years of working with Frits and combining different colors together. So he's really putting together some sort of concoction here.
It's like a good stew. Really.
I'm seeing.
What was Lucy enjoying making? She was telling me we were just visiting Lucy in New York. Michelle and I just got back, and she, for everybody out there, is doing amazing. And she was telling us how she loves borscht. I think borscht.
Borscht,
which is like a
cold beet soup.
Yeah, it's like a beet-based soup, but you can definitely make it with everything in the whole refrigerator if you like.
And it's I think it's a Russian base.
Yeah, Russian.
Russian based. Yeah. So if you've had it, let us know. Put it in the chat.
Interesting.
I had a raw one when we were eating the raw foods. That was super, super tasty. It's that deep red. It's so beautiful. So for those of you who are asking, Lucy's doing amazing. Super happy. We worked on the farm. Chris and I transplanted 500 tomato plants. It was a ton.
It was really fun.
It was.
Doo-doo,
It was really
doo-doo.
fun. I enjoyed it.
The blue, black, and gold stew, says Gwen.
So I want to twist this color that I have up on the inside up with a nice consistent pattern so that it looks the same. This is going to be what the inside of it looks like.
Are you gathering over that?
I am.
So you've got a lot of golds in there that are going to
Reduce. I'm going to reduce it, and then I'm going to get a really nice pattern, and the gold actually has a chemical reaction with the white, which makes a really beautiful pattern. I know this just from many years of experience. It's the secrets of the glass blower.
Whoa.
That's right.
So it looks like you're about to put a bubble in there. Why would you do that before gathering the next layer of clear over it?
Well, I want to make sure that it blows out symmetrical. Watch how I blow in the pipe, guys. And then I cap it with my thumb, and the pressure and my moisture in my breath touching that glass starts the bubble blowing out. And you want to have a hollow bubble before I take the next gather, because if it was solid and I took a gather, here comes, you can see it expanding right now. See that?
Oh, boom.
Yep. And if I went in and gathered right now, it would actually be so much glass that I wouldn't be able to control the mass. So I have to let this stabilize and have a nice base, a nice hard base to gather my molten crystal onto it. Give me a little reduction there, Jay. This is bringing out the precious metals I was telling you guys about, so that when I gather over it, it'll have that beautiful effect in the core of the piece.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times we go into an optical mold with these diskellos because you can get a really cool scalloped pattern, but this particular one, I'm not going into the optic mold. I'm going to leave it nice and smooth on the surface and very glassy.
Real glassy.
Yeah, real glassy. Now, I didn't say classy, but glassy and classy are so close that if you want it to be classy, it could be glassy and classy.
Whoa. Well, I hope everybody's been doing real good out there, folks. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names in the chat. And I think it's just a beautiful day to be doing another live stream.
So Jake was doing production all day today, cranking stuff out for the Glass Academy, for the gallery, and the glass is low in the tank. So because it's low, sitting here, the pipe is actually hotter a little bit further down in the zone where I'm working my hand. So I want to cool that off, and I'm going to use the pipe cooler to do that, because the pipe does get hot. Generally, you can see it's discolored up to about right here. But I can't really grab it. I got about 8-10 inches here that's still a little too warm for me to gather it, and that makes it a lot harder to hold that glass further out away from your body. So I'm going to chill it.
Just chill it.
I'm just going to chill it with the pipe cooler over here, which is exactly what I called it, the pipe cooler. Watch this. Come on over here, Dennis. You see, I put it on these bearings, and then I watch the steam come off of it. See how hot that pipe is? This is going to make it much easier for me to manipulate the glass, being able to hold it closer to that vantage point of the weight.
See, Chris turns up against the door there, folks. That's because he's a lefty. See how he's holding the pipe in his left hand?
Yep.
He's got his right hand up in the front. That's opposite to the way most right-handed people would do it. He still works at the bench as a right-handed person, but walking around with the pipe when he's taking new gathers, you can notice those small things he does with his left hand dominantly. It's strange. That's what we do when we're teaching classes. We do it backwards, and we work that way, so you guys can work with the regular, traditional way.
Just added a little bit of a decorative speckle pattern on the outside.
I'm gonna need all the lefties in the chat here, Sharon, to just keep it down a little bit.
I just want all the lefties out there to join my team.
I don't know about all that.
Yep, and just speak up loudly, lefties, like this.
We got just over 100 people watching between the two streams live right now.
And probably...
How many lefties do you think there are?
Out of 100 people, how many lefties? I'm going to say...
4.
I say 17.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, but I think 4 just because we got a good group of righties out there today.
Well, I never looked to see what size block was in there, but luckily Jake was using the big block, so I love it. But this is a cherry wood block that helps you get your piece on center, get that gather in control. And it sure smells good. I love the smell of burning block, guys.
Oh boy.
Delicious.
We got the lefties commenting.
Let's go, lefties.
There's quite a few of them. They're coming in hot.
Might be more than 17.
I don't know about that.
But I'm sticking with 17.
So we got to remember to reduce that before you spin it out.
Absolutely.
What's that now?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
All right, Jake's going to be blowing for me. Jake, go ahead and blow. Slowly. Stop. Okay, blow.
Is this like spinning out pizza dough?
Kinda. Stop.
Soon enough. So the trick with these is that the color pattern needs to be on the inside.
Blow.
What you see on the outside is going to change.
Good. That's looking pretty decent.
Right now it looks like those garden orbs that people buy imported.
Big time. I love the swirl on that. It's looking great.
Wait, it's going to get better
Oh yeah.
and better.
So watch how I use that important tool we talked about earlier, guys. That important tool that shapes the glass without touching it. Watch.
Gravity. Nice.
Blow. Good. Just cap it. Looking good.
I will say the way I warmed up today was by making diskellos for 90% of the day. And we've got a lot, 2 new products and a lot of fresh product hitting the gallery. We're rehauling quite a bit of the gallery. We may have some new foliage in the gallery. I don't know if you were going to tell people about that.
Did you see? It bloomed.
It did bloom.
What bloomed?
And
It's for our spring show. Maybe.
that's
We'll see.
all going to be live and available to the public Mother's Day weekend, folks. So we're going to be blowing glass live here.
Aren't we having classes or something?
Classes
Some
in the
special
morning.
Mother's Day classes?
Classes in the morning, live glass blowing after that. So it's going to be a pretty good weekend if you guys
It's
are
going to
local.
be crazy busy, super fun.
Super good time. And if you're not local,
Folks, all you guys out there watching, put your hands up towards the screen right now, real quick, and feel the heat.
Great.
Wow.
Don't be heating the camera.
I should have put it a little closer to Uncle Dennis's hand, and he would have really felt it too. You would have seen the camera shaking. I'll take a Maurice that you can turn into a punty, Jake.
All right, all right. I'm seeing it's not so black and white with the lefties and the righties out there. We got ambidextrous people.
I'm ambidextrous, guys. I'm totally ambidextrous. Blow glass both ways. I was forced to do that. But I definitely play hockey one-handed, kick with the other foot, right with the left hand, kick with the right foot. Who knows? But it all works. I just know I'm using the right side of my brain, which is the right side of my brain.
Right.
So that's just a little patty. It's called a Maurice, and that's on there to punty up onto, but more importantly for us to grind, polish out, and then fuse on the hanging device that you mount to the wall and you slip it in. It's a super foolproof, very easy process, guys. To hang these things, all you need, we give you everything you need. All you need is a drill and a screwdriver, and you hang these things in 3 minutes, man. Well, all right, 5 minutes. 3 minutes is pretty quick. But the other thing too is that we could put them into a beautiful collage pattern shape and take a picture of it so that you know exactly the best way that it should be put on the wall. So this is the punty. Somehow I got it right on center perfectly. A little bit of water right up on the neck here. Jake's gonna push lightly. Boom. It's on the punty now, and we can open it up and finish the rondelle. It's a diskello, but back in the day when they were making these back in the late 1800s, even middle 1800s in Europe, they were called rondelles, and they were used for making sheet glass for windows. And they would spin them out 30 inches in diameter, and then they would cut square pieces out of them so they could put them into windows, and there'd be a little punty mark right in the middle of your window.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I want to make some rondelles for my window at the house. Bet they had to show me how that process goes down. It'd be really sweet to get some color in there.
Yeah. A lot of the New England style houses out in Boston and Connecticut and stuff, the style of that house, they have those like 5 or 7 little 11 by like 9 squares above all their entryway doors to let light in, and those used to all be hand blown. And I've done quite a few custom projects where I've done those for people. Anybody out there has any of those openings above their door or in their windows? We love doing cool stuff like that. It's really nice with clear glass with optics in it. Just people can't see through it, but it allows a really cool optical effect to come into the house.
Chris, we got a request to keep the glass away from the camera. You almost put a hole in Pam's TV.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Pam, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to burn part of the TV.
A couple people were like, can you just take it easy? You got to be careful with that.
So check out how I'm bringing this open, guys.
I love Robin. She's just like, that's going to be huge.
She knows.
Why, yes, it is, Robin. Can you shield his arm?
Yeah, sure I can.
So Robin also asked if any of the addicts were interested in going out to check out Habitat Galleries. Habitat Galleries is the largest glass gallery in Michigan, probably in the U.S. They are really well known. They've been established over, I think 50 years was this year. So it's here in Michigan. They do an online sales now. They do Navy Pier in Chicago. But Habitat Galleries has like the shishi glass sculpture.
Navy Pier, I think it's Sofa, isn't it?
Oh, Sofa. That's on Navy Pier. But if anyone wants to go with Robin, she's local. It's definitely a show worth checking out. I think the opening is this weekend on Sunday, and the show runs for a month.
Yeah, and you guys, my gallery in Ann Arbor's got a grand opening on the 20th of this month, Friday the 20th. Put that on your calendar. Chris Nordine Studios Gallery. We're going to have some really nice work. Jake's going to have some work in there. I'm going to have work. We're going to have quite a few other artists, and it's a beautiful situation. So if you're local, you can come out and check that out, and we'll have all the pieces online as well too.
I'm sure we're going to have some flyers or some information for you guys on that as well.
We're going to have to get this puppy ready. You want to be on that other door, Jake?
Yep. Let me get the gloves on now.
Or just get them ready.
You want a bling bling?
Oh yeah, not yet. I'll tell you when.
When the doors get open, this is the mic burning situation.
All right, give me the reduction.
Coming at you.
Yeah. Okay, now give me the door.
Yeah. Here it comes, folks.
Woo-wee.
Yeah. So we can't heat it back up after this. That's why I was getting the gloves ready,
I'll get it.
because that's way too big to get back inside the hole.
We got a really, really nice looking pattern going on here, guys. That gorgeous. You can't see the true blue right now with that white, but it is pretty looking.
You can see it on the Anneala reveal on Thursday.
That's the
Yep.
truth.
So a little bit of
Anneala
water
are
up
going
on the
to?
punty.
Think serious, number 3.
I'll
on the
bring it
left
over
side.
and give it to you over there, Jake.
That sounds great.
See that nice iridescence on the back? But that shows through a little bit in the bottom too, from the inside. All right. Woo. Nice job there, Mitt Man.
That's me. 1,000 degrees in there. Thanks for the door, Mom.
And I think I got a little sweat coming through, guys. I'm warmed up. I'm feeling good. It's going to make it a little bit easier for us to make this next custom piece. We love doing the custom orders.
Yeah, that's a pretty good warmer-upper right there, folks. Pretty darn good. Lots of color. Beautiful spin out. And again, I'll say, as we take a look at these, this is your hardware right here. I just made probably, we made some smaller ones, some more affordable ones today, and I think I made like maybe 10 or so fresh new colors and styles for any of the local folk in a nice rainbow array of colors. Normally we've got a blue and white tint for the 2021 colors, and we're switching it up now, adding some bright ones to the wall. So swing by. We eventually get those on the website as well, so those will be an option for folks.
Yeah, let me show you guys real quick how that process works, because it is really easy. This particular piece is put on there with a glass to metal glue that is so permanent. It's made by a company called Hang Your Glass. And just so you know, that particular piece right there is $32 by itself. 32 bucks for that little hanger. They've got a copyright on it, and they've got a copyright on the glue too, and it is super powerful. It will never break at that glue joint. The glass will break before that. But what goes on is you've got a little groove right here in the back end of this tooled aluminum piece, and then you've got the 3 pieces we give you, which is a screw, a molly, and then the hanging device. And the molly and the screw are pretty self-explanatory. You take an 1/8 inch bit, drill it in your wall, tap that blue molly right into the wall, and you're set wherever you're going to put it. It doesn't even need to be in a stud. It can be anywhere.
So everyone's saying how sturdy they are and how much they love them.
Yeah.
There was a question about the GA stamp. They're too hard, it throws it off.
Yeah, we hand sign the rondelles because we don't want to have a stamp on there that is something that throws off the centrifugal force when you spin it out. But check out the connection point right here, guys. Watch how this works. This just goes right into here, boop, and it hangs perfectly and is screwed right to the wall. So if you want to clean it, all you do is go like this and take it off the wall, wipe it off really good, and then you take it and hang it right back up on the wall if it gets a little dusty. But that's all it takes to hang these rondelles. So to do a little group of 5 of them, a tiny one, a medium one, a couple different sizes with like all greens or all blues or all fire colors, oranges and red, it's a cool added element to a bathroom above your lights, whatever. It's cool. So you got the whole dissertation on how these rondelles work. Now we're getting into the custom piece. And this is a pretty cool piece. Jake and I had to think about it quite a bit. And we're gonna have to be doing some cold working on the piece. It's from Maryland, and it's a Good and Plenty candy jar that's gonna look like a Good and Plenty.
Well, actually, what the deal is, it's for Marilyn's friend, and this is her first custom order ever, and she's getting it for a friend first, which is pretty cool. So Marilyn's getting this for her doctor friend. So we're gonna make it the shape of a pill, and it's gonna be symbolizing a pill for the doctor style situation, but the only candy she eats and what she wants to have on her table, and I don't 100% remember if this was a surprise or not, but I'm pretty sure she's watching right now, so surprise. This is gonna be a Good and Plenty candy dish pill jar.
Yeah, so if you're feeling down on your luck or a little hungry, you need a sugar fix, you just get one of those Good and Plenty pills and boop.
And how many people have eaten Good and Plenties or eat them on the regular out there? Uncle Dennis?
Any Good and Plenty lovers?
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Personally, yeah.
I don't think I remember the last time I had a Good and Plenty. I didn't even know they were like a candy. I just thought of Mike and Ike's, and I haven't even had those in a long time.
I think Good and Plenties are candy-coated black licorice.
Oh, that's why.
And they're like anise flavored. Isn't that what black licorice is? Like anise flavor?
Oh.
Like Star of Anise, but it's like, it's just not my favorite flavor, folks. But it is somebody else's. But check it out, Jake.
Before I show this drawing off, I guess let's just show it to him. Come around on this side for me, Uncle Dennis.
Now I just want you to know that it kind of looks like
it's not the Wienermobile.
It looks like the Wienermobile that's at Greenville Village.
It's only because I only had brown for that body, but that's gonna be a clear body. This is our pill shape. We're gonna have 4 clear little balls on the bottom to hold it upright so it's not rolling on the table. And so originally our design was we just flatten the bottom, but we wanted to really keep that spherical, cylindrical action here. So that's what the balls are for on the bottom, those little feet. And then this is gonna be a white, and this is gonna be a bright pink wrap. And we've got them up in bar color, real dense color, so that it's a very dense line, and that's gonna represent the white and the pink of the Good and Plenties. This is gonna be a clear pill, and then this, you see the scissors I've drawn here. Of course, we won't take scissors to the glass once it's cold, but once this piece is finished, we're gonna take it to the diamond saw, and we're gonna saw off the whole top little tiny bit, hopefully like 1/5 of the piece, 1/6 of the piece, and we'll have an opening on the top for you to put those Good and Plenties in. What happened?
I went to pick up the paper, and when I went to pick it up, there was a piece of sharp glass on the paper right here that stuck right into my cuticle.
Ouch.
And it went in pretty darn deep.
Do you need a Band-Aid?
So I think before I start blowing this piece, I'm gonna take this piece and put it in a safe spot.
There it goes.
Watch out, don't get it in your big toe cuticle.
Look at that, it looks like we're on the ice hockey rink.
We have experienced a little bit of that on the ice hockey rink, folks. But hopefully Michelle's going to bring me a nice Band-Aid, and we won't be bleeding all over the beautiful little pill container.
You know the rule, whoever bleeds, mops.
What?
That's the rule.
She's coming, folks.
All right. So that's the plan, and before Chris gets started, since he's got to get the Band-Aid, Uncle Dennis, let's take a look at the featured product table, because like I was saying, folks, this is the only opportunity, it happens very rarely, that you get to choose your slugs online by individual piece. Typically, you purchase them in a family of color. We send out, if you get a set of 3, we send out a matching beautiful set of 3, or we pick the most beautiful one on the shelf for you at that time. Right now,
I'm going to jump in.
All right.
Because I loved how this guy looked with the plant, so I want people to share their photos with us of where their snails and slugs live.
Yeah, let's see some pictures, folks. But this is 3 different products that are on the Gathering Point website that we picked 12 of each out and have them up individually. We have a fresh selection of brand new mugs available on the website, individually photographed. We've got fresh slugs individually photographed, and we have another batch of snails individually photographed and on the website.
Are there any emperor slugs on the website?
And that's true. Uncle Dennis, show them off.
You got carrots.
We've got about 2 or 3 emperor slugs. That's a separate style of slug, folks. They are royalty, and those only come around usually during the Renaissance times, but we decided we got a little wild, and I wanted to show Matt what those were like. So we've got 3 or 4 of those available as well.
Yep.
So Maryland, let's go to town.
Let's do it.
So the first thing when you're working with crystal clear glass,
right in there, went right in. What a swish. Beautiful.
Is that you want to dunk the pipe when you go for the gather. You want to make sure there's no crusties on the blowpipe, because sometimes you take a giant gather out of the clear and there's a little chunk of leftover color or some other material on the end of the blowpipe, and by the time you blow it out, it stretches down into the glass, into the clear glass, and you see some nastiness. So Chris is very likely, take a look, I even see some nastiness on there.
See this nastiness, folks?
That's nasty.
It's actually really beautiful because it's got that crystalline, jeweling, reflective quality, but it's not good to gather glass on until trap air bubbles there. So I'm going to take our signature bladder knife and get that off of there, and now I'm ready to gather up some molten glass on the end of it. Oh, this pipe's clogged. All right, well, guess what? I'm going to show you guys how to unclog a blowpipe. Because I'll tell you what, if I was working production and I grabbed a blowpipe, which I'm not making production right now. Production, when I say when I'm working production, is when you're making like the same product for 5 hours straight. That's called production glass blowing. If Jake was making slugs all day long, he'd be doing production slugs. But it's the worst when you get a blowpipe and you go to gather on it and it's clogged. So I'm going to heat it up, puff it out, get it out, use the tweezers, pull all that glass that's stuck up inside of there out of there, and make sure the pipe's clean before I start my bubble. So you got to get it nice and hot in there, which is what I'm doing. Woo! We heard when we were out in upstate New York in the Hudson Valley visiting Lulu, we heard that there was a couple glass blowers. And everybody was like, you guys got to go see those glass blowers. And we were like, we want to see those glass blowers. And then we ended up on the farm working. So we didn't get to see them because we were working on the farm. Down on the farm. Now look at that, guys. Nice and hot.
That's juicy. Was that a clogged pipe? Not anymore. He's playing the trumpet right now.
I got to get it that hot. I got to get over here. Come on over here, Dennis, and show me pulling this out. I'll pull the goo out of the end.
The goo?
Well, yeah, it's glass goo.
That's pretty satisfying, this pull right here. Boom. Certified goo.
And once again, you blow through it. Got a clean pipe. I'm ready for the gather.
Very clear, folks.
So the whole process of blowing glass, folks, is layering effect. I knew I couldn't get enough glass in one gather to make the size of this custom piece, so I just took a smaller gather. I'm going to shape it and puff a little bubble in it, and then I'm going to let it get hard and cool down so it's not moving, and then I'll gather that clear glass over it again and get twice the amount of glass on that second gather. That's pretty important.
I'm getting denied the comments, folks, so in order to look at the comments, I'm going to have to take it to the computer over here.
Well, that's what we got Command Central for.
And that is what Command Central's for, with all the information over here.
And I am proud to say that there was 17 left-handed people out there, folks. Yep, it's perfect.
That's
17,
hilarious.
It was the exact number I guessed, and I totally appreciate
Did
all you
anybody-
lefties speaking up, and then for that 18th or 19th that just didn't say anything because they knew that I wanted it to be 17, thanks you guys too.
Did anybody actually count the amount of lefties? Do we have a number? Tech support? No.
Oh yeah, that's what she said, 17, I like it. I love it when I'm right.
You got ice in that water?
This one?
Yeah. Bunch of ice cubes in there?
No.
Which one? Oh, the pipe cooling bucket.
No, but in the summer we've done that before, and then every once in a while you stick your head in there because it's so hot.
That water over there is Merck scale about 8.
It's pretty murky, guys. You don't want to drink it, but one time.
You did drink that on the show, didn't you?
We did. Someone dared me to take a sip of the nasty water.
He had his lips right on the block. Does anybody remember seeing that one? That had to be 30 shows, 40 shows
like
ago.
Show number like 19 or 20 when
No.
we were getting buck wild and crazy. We were in here in the pandemic, freaking out like by ourselves. A lonesome phobia. That's what I had.
A lonesome. You were phobious of lonesomeness?
Yeah, I had a lonesome phobia, folks. I'm an extrovert. I like going out and talking and hanging out and having a good time. And when you're stuck in the pandemic, you get a lonesome phobia.
Your house gets really clean. That's what happens. Oh boy, we got some folks remembering what's going on with that good old-fashioned Merck test. Look at this. Here we're going big, folks. And I didn't hear if Chris explained the reason for us going so large. This is going to be a bigger piece, but we also have more glass than necessary for the size we agreed upon because we want it thicker. In order to get this to the traditional pill shape and not have any crazy indents or foldage or manipulation, we want to leave us a little extra room for manipulation. And that comes from a little extra thickness in the glass. He's going to take it to the wood block here. This is a really great way to not put marks in the glass, to get the glass into that beautiful Q-tip shape and really push around the thickness of the glass around that cold core bubble. Decide where your thickness is going to sit and really sets up the entire process from here. You got to have that bubble lined up correct.
It really helps your cut heal when you put it inside the water that's got like a Merck scale of like 10.
Yeah.
It really gets all that really nice goodness
Fungus.
in there.
Get
real
the fungus in there.
Yeah.
Hey, I did hear today, so first of all, I was thinking of, I made a bowl today for my bonsai, and I'm gonna make the bonsai tree separate, and I wanna grow some moss in there. I think would be pretty cool for under the actual tree. And then I was talking to Matt, our assistant here, about that, and he said that there's actually such a thing, and then tech support looked it up, Sam looked it up. For 25 bucks on Amazon, you can buy a moss bath rug. That's live growing moss, and you step out of your shower right into a pad of moss.
Really?
And that water is what waters it, and it's like you're stepping into the jungle forest.
I want one of those under the whole bathroom floor.
That's what we all said. I know, it sounds incredible.
Well, you could put some grow lights in your bathroom and you could just have grass in there. You got to get a little mini lawnmower, be cutting around your bathroom.
That sounds great. It would smell so good in there.
Jeez, got the weed whacker going around the toilet. That'd be great.
That would be so
Below
awesome.
a mini bathroom. You get it at like Home Goods.
That's the worst when you're trying to laugh and you got to blow into the pipe. Horrible.
In the bathroom section, there's like a mini weed whacker.
I would love a mini weed whacker. Oh my God. You probably just have to do it with the scissors. Just get down there and get dirty.
Huh? Oh yeah. Little goat, little bathroom goat.
It's
Mini.
6:45, folks. I see Michelle pulling pieces off the product display. So if you're new to the show,
Blow. Good.
the products are live on the website. That's one of a kind, one and done. We spent the time taking pictures, loading up their weights for shipping purposes, and getting them looking real good for you guys. And you know that that's not me, that's not Chris. Michelle does a lot of that. tech support's over here doing all kinds of work. We got Robin shipping products for us, Elise over there making displays. We got people running the gallery. We've got a really beautiful crew around here, and I know that it's a select few you see on the camera here that are actually making the product, but it takes a huge team.
How's this look, Jake?
To do what we do, folks, and they're all amazing. So show them some kudos in the chat for taking those pictures and lining everything up. That's looking pretty appropriate. Maybe just a hair longer or no?
No, it's up to you.
I think maybe a hair longer, and maybe that would stretch the neckline out a little so we got something more to push down on it.
Sure.
Once we punny it up. It's a really funky shape to work with, something we're figuring out, a closed piece here. Normally we would punny it up on the bottom, flip it around, and then open up the other side into some sort of vase or cup or mug or whatever it may be. This one we're going to punny it up and we're going to close it like we do the bottoms of an egg. And we're going to try our very best to get that as round and smooth and even and sealed off as possible with our hands. Look at this. That's looking good. I like that.
Want to give me a little bench blow?
I like that a lot.
Blow. Good.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about. It's a really beautiful collaboration between many people when we do a custom order like this. Because some of the custom orders we do, I'm not making them, Chris is making them. So we spoke multiple times about this piece as I was speaking to Marilyn, and here Chris is making it. I'm double checking it, and it's probably 4 people involved in this process.
Collabo. All right, so now we're going to punchy this up.
Yeah, the thickness is beautiful.
I think it's looking gorgeous. Got a real nice optical effect. It's going to be, like I've said many times, as good looking and as gorgeous as Mrs. H from Heart to Heart.
Still never got it, but do you want to torch that and use the sharp jacks and give it a beautiful, perfect spot to break, nice and smooth, so it's easier to smooth it in? Or no?
All right.
That's why I put those sharp jacks up. I'll get started on the punny.
Yes, sir.
Now this punny is going to be as precise and perfectly timed as I can muster for this process. It's even more so important because we're going to have no way to hide that mark on the side of this piece. So the best thing we're going to do is make a beautiful punny, have the connection be perfectly delicate, and because it's clear when we knock it off, just like the majority of the bottoms of our eggs.
Oh,
What?
we got to put those colors on.
Oh, and then the feet too?
Well, feet we do after we point it, but we got to put those 2 wraps on, that's all.
All right.
We don't want to forget
I'm
those.
gonna pick right up with this right now.
Yeah. That's good because we can get it nice and melted in. Our definite racing stripes.
Now, I'll pick it up on a different pipe here.
That's okay, we got time.
Hey, Michelle, if the orders aren't coming in too fast, which that mug's amazing, that fresh one, could you pick up this piece of white?
Yep.
I'm gonna go for the pink. You grab that white. We're just bringing them like racing stripes, little thin wraps around the full body of it.
Racing
So,
stripes.
I just want to make sure I keep this thing right on the brink of moving slightly, but not moving so much that I lose my shape, guys. So look if I stop turning the pipe, watch. You see it moving? Boom, I bring it back, I let it fall on center. So what I want to make sure that I do is that I put that wrap on, but the starting point and the ending point are going to be on the section we cut off.
Precisely.
So that we get a perfect smooth lines on the other 2. That's really important to foreshadow that thought process. And I don't know if Jake mentioned to you or not, but we're going to use the diamond saw, which might even be something cool to do, a little side video to put out to some of our
VIPs
to see.
You guys know I'll take a video of that. Chris is probably going to be diamond sawing, and he's got a lot more knowledge than I do about the saw. And I'm just going to learn what I can, but
what's a diamond saw?
For all our VIP members, they're going to find out. It's probably going to be next Friday that video will be posted. And those are the folks who subscribe for $4.99 a month and get insider access to the extra stuff that goes on behind the scenes at the shop here.
Saw.
When does those guys see pre-recorded things, but they see live things too?
No, we haven't done any live videos, but when we do our shows, our big shows that are live, like specialty shows, like our pumpkin show and our holiday show, those are all the VIP access people. But those are pre-recorded videos. Sam usually touches them up, edits them a little bit, makes sure they're looking really good for you, and then she'll post them on Fridays and let you know what the deal is. So Michelle and I are heating up bar color, folks, and if you're new to glass blowing, if you're new to the show, this is different than what Chris put onto the diskello. He put a bunch of tiny chunks of various different colors. We've got 2 large chunks of a solid, dense color. And I'm heating it up right now. I got a pink. It's taking its time. Michelle's heating up the white.
Your pink is way softer than mine.
He started like 5 minutes before you, though, so it's normal.
I followed him.
You think you're ready for me, Jake?
No.
We want to have it really hot in the core and then letting it cool down so I get a nice even stripe.
Yeah, and that's the trick with these. You got to be patient when you got a big chunk. If you only heat up the outside, and I go and hit it on the table like this, I can see it's moving on the outside, but I can also still tell by the amount of pressure I'm pushing down with that the core is still pretty darn solid. So if I brought this over, Chris would pull off the end, and it would be a little tiny stringer, and then it would pull off into nothing, or just be one giant chunk on the side of the piece.
Chunk.
Pretty important that we take our time doing this. There's no rush. We're here to show you guys the business.
The business. And white is super stiff, so this will take twice as long as Jake's.
I'll be ready on the next one. I'm gonna give it a marber, and then I'll be ready. I could take over for you if you want, if you're really itching to get those orders laid out.
I'll let you take over just because you're blowing glass more than me these days, so you can bring the perfect bit.
Whoa.
But I will prep it for you and get it ready.
Thank you. That's it right there.
And I'm going to be marbering mine when I put it on right here.
Look at that, cleaning off the marber. If he's going on there, especially with clear glass, you do not want to roll that on with some leftover gold from the last piece we made and have spots of gold on there. All right, you sweaty?
I'm ready.
You gonna do the pull first?
Nope, don't need to because I'm cutting that whole top off.
Right.
Straight up.
Woo-wee, stripey. Look at that.
A lot more color than I was expecting. Good thing I put up those larger chunks.
This white has a little, you got a, are you doing 2 stripes?
Just one with the white. Nice.
There's a little spot on this color that,
Perfect.
I'll
keep an eye on that.
pull it out, or?
I think it's enough
Straight
on
up.
the back. So now I'm going to save this. This color is going to go into the box, folks, and I'll show you what happens with a tiny piece of leftover color like this a little bit later in the show today. I'll let it cool down. Maybe we'll trade?
No, I want to pull this out.
Okay.
So give me 1 sec. There's a little dot of color here. And don't want that to accidentally get in there.
We call that the old swip swap. I could tell Mom was using her hand to throw water on here because the whole handle is soaking wet. Either that or she's got some really sweaty hands.
What?
What?
Is this it or no?
Yeah, this could be it actually. It's looking pretty juicy. Well, no, I need one more. We're probably going to use all this white. It's a little tough to know when someone else was heating the color where you're at, but I think we're looking really good. This can be the one.
This is the one? Okay, I'm ready when you are. Don't rush it.
And we'll take
I'm not
this.
going to risk it.
No need to risk
opportunity
it.
to say to Katrina, hey Katrina, I was going to email you about the mugs, but you're already on it. Fast woman, she got a really sweet green mug.
I was gonna say when I knew she was gonna get that
I
one.
know,
That's
I
awesome.
went to email her and then
I made a couple more sweet mugs today too, folks. It's been a beautiful run of the last couple months of making different products, keeping things fresh. Here we go.
Steady hand. Look at this. Beautiful. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Well, Lane. Well, Lane. That's the Mike and Ike special right there, folks. It's looking pretty good.
Mike and Ike. Who's Mike and Ike?
Oh yeah, Joey. Hey, look at that. Joey's in the house.
Joey!
They started talking about him dunking his head, and all of a sudden he showed up. That's awesome, Joey. What's happening? Hope everything's going great in Texas, folks. Joey was our amazing assistant back from the beginning of the pandemic up to about show 100 and a little bit or something. A lot of our Glass Academy addicts know much about him and follow his work as well. But I hope everything's going great over there. Things are swell over here.
So
And we're making a pretty crazy piece right now.
So what I'm thinking about right now is, well after it's out of the annealing oven, I was totally thinking about marking this where I'm going to cut it, and then going in with the diamond saw and slicing those two things on the line all the way in first, so that when I'm cutting it, those Mike and Ike wraps don't want to pop off.
That's a really great idea.
So I'm ready for the punty now.
All right.
You know, I'm kind of thinking we should probably, once we close it up, we'll tungsten a hole just right in the middle of the bottom.
Yeah, I think so. By one of the feet, right next to one of the feet.
Or just right in the middle. It's not going to hurt anything if there's a hole in the middle, a tiny...
Oh, we just hide it by one of the feet.
All right.
Here goes the putty, folks.
Hope everything's going well in Texas, Joey. It's been a little while since we spoke. Give me a ring sometime soon. Let's catch up, see how things are going in the studio.
All right, there's our putty. This is looking great. Nice, clean break, perfect thickness. Speak a lot about how when you're working with clear, you really see the optics in the glass and you see where that bubble is and how it's working in there. And if you're not blowing it symmetrical, it shows. The optics in that, you can tell it's got perfect symmetry in the depth, the thickness of the bubble. It's pretty darn clean. Now we gotta seal up that second side and we're gonna add the feet to it. And a reminder, as they're pulling things off the shelf and from the gallery, folks, this is your opportunity to pick out your own slugs. Pick out your favorite color, your favorite style of slug, rather than just picking out the family style and having us pick the one nearby.
Did you ever think we'd be saying pick out your snugger snail?
No.
And if someone just joins us right now, they're probably like, what the heck is going on?
Slugs, mugs, and snails. That could be a show in all itself right there.
Which one?
Yeah, Katrina, that's a sweetie that you got for sure. So Amy's asking if we could turn this piece that we're going to be cutting off into the lid of the glass. And that's actually something that we spoke about with Marilyn. It's going to be an interesting process because I thought that could be the case, but if you take a look down here at the diagram, imagine when you make this cut, there's nothing that, when you set it on top, nothing that's going to bevel that edge or hold that into the piece. It's perfectly in line with that, and it's perfectly in line with the inside as well. So you'd be setting it on about a ½ inch diameter, perfectly placed on there, and just from literally walking around the house, I foresaw you would be taking steps and it would slowly be jittering and could eventually fall right off of the top. Unless we glued it on there or did something that's not practical, it didn't quite make sense. So we talked this through with Marilyn and we opted out of that process. Other than some serious work, or to make another top for it would be really hard even to match that ovular shape. So that was the final call on that one.
All right, we need to get that hole in here. So you get that tungsten bit.
You got it. We could always probably use the Sophie through the tungsten hole if we got it big enough.
We're just going to tungsten it on the top wherever we want. We're cutting it off.
You're right.
But we want to get it on there quick because it's starting to suck the top in a little bit.
I know, that's
so just
what I'm
go
saying.
right in between those two, right in the center.
That's what I'm saying, though. If it starts to
Do it quick while it's hot. When it cools down is when that happens. So, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Right there.
What I'm saying, though, is we can blow through this.
Good.
If we need to push that out anymore.
Well, it didn't start sucking in yet, which is great. When I first did it, it was cooling off. It drew it in, but when I heated it up, it puffed it back out. And then we got the tungsten in there right at the right time that it's going to be stable now.
So you don't want to open that up anymore? You think we're good?
Oh, yeah, you went through. There's air. All we need is air release, and we got it. So right now, this thing, check out the end of it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Look at that. Looking pretty darn good. I'll probably take it in a hair more.
Yeah.
And we're going clear feet on it?
Clear feet. That's right. Didn't want to distract. I offered up to Marilyn the option of putting some color on there to match, but we didn't want to distract from the shape and the size and the whole piece there.
Once you put all the colored candies in there,
exactly,
it'll have its own
exactly
sweetness, literally.
Very interesting new methods. That's right, Robin. That's why we like the custom orders too. You know, we say that all the time, to switch it up, make us do something different, a little artist choice. It's a beautiful thing. Looks like we got the Amtrak, or maybe this is a freight train coming through here.
Sounds like a freight train to me.
Sounds pretty
Big
thick.
boy, there he is. How many engines? We got 1, 2.
Norfolk Southern.
Just 2. All right, I'm ready for some legs, some feet.
Do you want to do these in a row? Like,
he's probably going to torch him and take his time on him, so I don't know. Okay. Do you want multiple in a row or just one's fine?
Just one at a time.
All right.
And let him stabilize a little.
I'll let him stabilize real good.
You know, I just don't want him to be too molten, but
ice cold. He doesn't want them too juicy because once he cuts them on there, they can squish down. He wants to let them stabilize a little bit so it can keep its spherical shape, folks.
Let my punty stiffen up a little. Just a couple cute little feet, folks.
This is crunch time, folks. We got a beautiful connection on the bottom here, but that also means it's very delicate. So Chris is moving real tenderly here as we're putting on these little feet.
Go ahead and flash it for a second, Jake.
Yep. Tech support.
Tech support
Command Central.
Command Central has nothing to say. I will say, if you're new to the show and you're watching, there's a group called the Glass Addicts. They will answer some of your questions if we can't get to them.
They do answer a lot of questions.
So they're very technical.
We did a sweet private wine tasting event, a virtual little event with this beautiful wine supplier in Nantucket. Oh. And we had some Glass Academy addicts join the show there, and man, it was pretty darn sweet to see the knowledge that they were letting all these fresh glass lovers have when they ask questions. We were in the middle of doing the show and having the addicts answer questions and show folks what the deal is with glass blowing was pretty cool, and it was pretty awesome to see that the people that watch our show are learning as much as they are, and that's what they're here for. I think that's what you guys are here for, is to understand glass blowing and what it's all about, and enjoy the educational growth of a new craft. And it really showed in that show to have, I think we had 5 or 6 different addicts on the channel with us, just having a good time. It was super sweet. Nice. Especially when you get towards the end of the piece and you're putting on these hot bits, these applications of extra glass. You got to be very aware of everything else. Chris is pretty focused on making these things round, and watery, and juicy. And if he loses focus on the rest of the piece, there's going to be some treacheries, though. That was a long heat there. He went for a deep heat. Look at, he's torching the punny right now, giving some extra heat to that connection. Being very aware of everything else going on other than what he's working on.
Give me 1 second, give it a flash.
Okay. He's only touching it with the tag like that once it's stiff enough. Otherwise, he'd be putting facets in it and tool marks. Nice. Very nice. Appreciate that. Rochelle, Sharon, thanks for joining the wine show. It was nice. I haven't had any wine in quite a while, but it kind of got me back into it. Bill, you're the man. I will say, folks, we said it on last show. We're going to say it on every show up until the end of July. We're going to have an event like none other at the Glass Academy. It's the last weekend in July. I believe it's the 27th and 28th, but it could be 26th, 27th. I know it's the 27th, but folks, we can't tell you now just yet what exactly it is, but I promise you, if you've never been to the Glass Academy, if you were thinking about making a trip, Bill, if you were going to use your RV up from Florida,
yeah,
that is the time to come visit us, folks. There's cheap hotels all over the place. Get an Airbnb, have all the addicts stay together, who knows? But I'm serious, you're not going to want to miss the end of July. We will do some streaming for those of you that are in other countries, but if you have the opportunity and the means to get over here and check out the Glass Academy, we're going to have a blast at the end of July.
It's a world-renowned event.
It's going to be a world-renowned event, and we will be keeping you updated on that. Sue, unfortunately, Chris's mini snail that was going to be up on the table sold this weekend. Somebody snagged it from the annealer and bought it.
Really?
Yep.
Jeez.
But I do plan on making more mini snails. We're going to have a mini snail fiasco tomorrow during the day.
GA stamp right in the middle?
Yeah.
We need one right there.
We do need one right there.
Let's do it. And then let's get this puppy away.
Did folks like the mini snails then? We're going to have a giveaway as a mini snail today. I know a lot of people bought their first snails here, pre-order and or otherwise. What do people think of the minis? Or the jumbos? Is their favorites? Gonna take a flash? Going for the GA stamp, folks. Certified Glass Academy custom order. Were you able to make sure it sits flat? Okay.
Sure, boy.
Were you able to make sure it sits flat?
Well, I know I'm going to be grinding it a little bit, but I did put it down
Okay.
on the table, and it's okay.
Okay, sweet.
I just don't want to press them down any further.
Squish the body or
I
something.
can't make them any longer, you know.
Right.
All right. So now we're going to be torching this puppy. So we're just going to put it on its feet, right? And then
Yep.
you're going to grab it with your tongs big enough to do that?
I think I can grab it with the tongs.
All right. So I'm going for the last flash. We'll put it on its feet.
I'm gonna give it a lot of heat on the tongs because we're gonna be grabbing right on that belly. So here we are, folks. We're hoping for a real clean, real beautiful break. I think the connection is exactly what we want. Moment of truth. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. Huh? It is like a torpedo. It's gonna look great when that top's chopped off too. I'm really preheating these tongs, basically roasting a marshmallow over here while Chris finishes that up. I do not want to have any cold material on the body of this as we take it away. That looks great.
Yep. It's all yours, baby. Need a door?
Yeah, please.
Perfect. Looking good. All
That's
right.
a one-of-a-kinder right there, folks. That was pretty
Beaut.
sweet.
That turned out cool.
Really cool.
I liked it. Now, to celebrate by turning that chalk drawing into the Wienermobile.
What? Marilyn, that was a sweet piece. I wish I had gotten the name of your friend. Hopefully you guys are watching together and or he or she is watching right now, but that's gonna be a sweet one. We got a little extra time to have Chris Diamond saw that. We'll make a VIP video about it and we'll be getting that out to you fairly soon. Lots of love for the mini snails, huh? Janet doesn't discriminate through snail size, though. All right, minis are coming up, folks. Heard.
Can we pop to Command Central for a second?
Yeah. As soon as we get this Wienermobile done, it sounds like we're going to Command Central, folks, for an update on the Glass Academy.
I hope everybody's out there's been to the Henry Ford Museum / Greenfield Village.
Are we on Command Central?
Yes, we are on Command Central.
Okay, we're on Command Central.
Well, they
Sam's
can,
going to do Wheel of Names because we've got 2 special things going. So if her graphic is ready, she's going to hit that.
Wheel of Names?
Yeah.
All right.
If you are local, I want to let you know we have only three slots left for Friday night's Mom and Me Tea. Come make a heart. You can make it for your mom, with your mom, about your mom. But we got 3 slots left. I expect those to sell very quickly.
I would say so.
So then the other thing I want to say is, some of you know this, some of you don't. On Sunday, there's an e-news contest that goes out. And here is the answer to, did you spin? You can go ahead and spin. We do, oh, don't talk. Voila. What I don't know is I don't see the graphic when it's spinning. So anyways, on Sunday we do a contest, and this is just kind of for fun, whatever's on our mind. We send it out in our e-news. If you read the e-news, scroll to the bottom, you can play the contest. This week there were only 32 entries. Usually there's way more. I guess the question, do you have art in your garden? Is it glass? What's your favorite and why? Maybe that wasn't a big hit, but some lucky person, and the person is this person, won $25. So if you want to shop the Glass Academy and you're like, I don't know, I haven't placed that first purchase, maybe when you sign up on our e-news, you might win, like Ashley won. Congratulations, Ashley, you just won a $25 gift card. So she will get an email about that later in the week. Donna takes care of that on Thursday, but you'll get an email with a gift card for $25. So heck, that was fun. That was easy. Should we do both Wheel of Names? Yeah, it's 7:20. Do the other one. Spin it again.
Spin it again, folks.
Why
Get
not?
it going.
Why not?
Couple giveaways here. Can we talk while it's spinning or no?
No.
Awesome.
Back to me, like the newscasters. Yes, I hear you. Back to them. Okay, do you enjoy TV shows based on alien spaceships or rocket ships? Because remember we did rocket ships? But Robin during the show said, let's make it about science fiction because that kind of covers the whole genre. So that contest had like 120 some entries. So you have a 1 in 124, I think it was, chance to win if you play our game.
And that's excluding the folks that have won in the past 6 months.
Oh yeah, so if you won in the last 6 months, we check the name. That's why we do it ahead of time now. We check the name, make sure no one's won. There's like the name over here from the game, that the Wheel of Names. But the winner is Catherine Heiser.
A couple unfamiliar names, in my opinion, when it comes to custom orders. That's really how I get to know a lot of names, and when the people are commenting a lot on the feeds. And I know not everybody's an avid commenter. Some people are just laying back, relaxing. They don't want to be talking, and that's totally cool. We love that. So it's really cool to know that there are people that I don't necessarily know them by name. Maybe I know them by face if they came in, or maybe they're just from somewhere else that we have no idea. But 2 random names in 1 week.
Last week we had people that came in and I totally recognized their name, but did I notice their face? Not always.
Right.
Because I'm not always the one in the gallery.
Yeah.
So e-news at Glass Academy, if you're a newbie, this is how you enter. Then you get put on our e-news list. It makes it a lot easier because it will just come in your email. Tonight's question is, where do you get your flowers from? Front yard, farmer's market, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, mother, daughter, son.
Outer space.
Farm. All right, so the 2 winners, you will get an email.
Motor mouths.
And motor mouth?
That's what Pam is, a motor mouth. It's hilarious.
What does that mean?
She's talking a lot.
Oh, funny. Okay,
well,
that's all I've got.
That question leads into one of those products that we were showing off. It's going to be
Did you already
revealed.
show this off?
Nope, on Mother's Day weekend. A beautiful selection. We just had all the staff vote on their favorite color style, which we'll then reproduce from. They're all over there on the table. Maybe we'll show you guys a couple more, but we got some cool styles, some cool pieces, and that's what Catherine won, correct?
Yes.
That's my favorite color scheme. Those are going to be photographed and on the website soon enough.
I love this little fold. It's such a natural
gullet,
fold in
you
the
mean?
side. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Gullet.
it's the
Okay.
gullet.
Well, she won that. Email will be sent.
Chatterbox. That's another good one, Kay. What else do we got? Motor mounts
name of
and
what?
chatterboxes.
Okay, so thank you everyone for playing Wheel of Names.
Yes.
And now back to the action.
Back to the action, folks. So Uncle Dennis is showing you exactly what the reason behind and the necessary thing with glass blowing is you got to have it hot. And as I step over this
I need to
Wienermobile,
do this. So you're like, don't talk, talk.
That's it.
I'll make one that's.
That is
where's the red? Isn't there supposed to be some ketchup on that thing?
No, there's no ketchup. That's it. It's brown and flesh hot dog color.
Ugh.
And it's
I
got
love a good
it's got the whole
mystery meat mix.
Yeah, if you guys haven't been, you might be able to see it on the Henry Ford Museum website. They might have the Wienermobile on their website.
Hey, I just want to show, I
worth
thought
a
about this mug, and I wanted to show off the handle, because I don't know if they captured it in the online picture. Look at the watery recycled Rosetta on the back of it. This was a brand new one we made last week. Turned out super clean with the blue fade twist. Transparent, but also got some bright color. That's a pretty sweet mug. That's on the website.
Makes me thirsty looking at it.
But here's what I'm gonna do right now. It's my turn to get on the pipe. I haven't even done anything yet. Is I'm gonna show you guys over here what we call the shards. And it's a little rambunctious in here because that's okay. We're gonna be breaking up all these bubbles, and these bubbles are dense color, just like the pink and the white we just used, and they're blown out into balloon-shaped, super thin, delicate bubbles.
That's beautiful.
It's super beautiful. And we're gonna actually, there's a whole process into breaking these down, washing them, getting them to the correct size, and then we take them over, and I luckily have made the job my own to curate the shard mixes for our classes. And that's for the mushroom class that we do here at the Glass Academy. Folks come in, and for other classes as well, you pick a mix to go with and collaborate with another mix, and you pick the colors for your piece. So we have about 4 or 5 brand new mixes of colors together. These are going to be added to the mixes as well, but I wanted to show you guys what it looks like to blow out a bubble that thin and that delicate, and how we save it, and how we get it off. So that's what we're going to do here.
That kind of reminds me of the salad mixes that we were packaging up with Lucy when we were cutting salad mixes, where when she grows all the sprouts, underneath the sprouting table was ground where all the extra seeds just fell out, and then there was all this foliage that was all edible foliage, like a whole menagerie.
Just a mix.
And it's the spring sprout mix, and all you do is, she had us cutting them first thing in the morning, I guess, to stretch out my bones. But you have a knife and you just grab a handful and you just slice it real clean and throw them in a big giant bucket, and you fill the bucket up, and then we washed them really good, and then we actually put them in a wash machine on spin and spun all the lettuce out in a wash machine to get all the water off of it. Then we took them out, spread them out, and bagged them up in bags. They were a ½ pound bags each, labeled them, and it was called Mountain Mix, and it was the Mountain Mix,
That
and I wrote
sounds
all the
good.
labels up. Yep, and I made a couple spelling errors, but made my way out of it. But it was great.
That's hilarious. That sounds tasty, and it sounds like about as healthy as it could get.
It was pretty darn tasty.
So I'm gonna put a little clear runner. This is gonna be the ambidextrous situation, folks. Ambidextrosity, if you will.
Oh, Jakeism.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go in here with one hand, and the reason I do this is because I'm gonna put the tiniest little wrap of color. I don't want a bunch of clear mixed in with the bubble. So let's take some serious hand-eye coordination, spin that off of there, put that in the clear bucket, and then I've got just a little bit of clear on the end. And there's nothing actually where the very end of the pipe is, so that when I pick this up, the bubble is gonna be that color true from where the air is introduced into the piece. This takes some dexterity. This is not something that we've got Matt or Brandon doing just yet. We've got our instructors on the weekend who are seasoned glass blowers that come in here to instruct and represent the beautiful craft of glass blowing to all of you when you're taking classes. So this is extra work for them on the weekends.
What are you picking up?
picking up a little piece of white in the garage that's not on anymore.
Well, it won't make any difference, but you should be able to get it. I just didn't know, so I turned it off. But we'll get it. It's still nice and hot.
I'll get it.
You'll get it.
So you got to make sure it's hot. I squished a little bit back on the pipe so it's even less clear, and I'm making sure it's extra juicy so that this color sticks. Now why don't I go with the leftover pink that I told him I was going to show him what the deal was with it. I got the pink on there. This is left over from that trail that went onto the piece. I'm going to introduce it slowly into the heat here, and then I'm going to get it juicy. Does juicy have a temperature?
Oh, yeah.
What would you say juicy is? Probably right up near 2100.
I think it's just a real deep, like 2100.
Yeah. Right out of the furnace.
So what were you doing production today? Slugs?
No, that's actually from a couple days ago. Matt didn't clean those up.
Well, I'm going to show these guys a little Mike and Ike special. But don't be coming over here yet, Dennis.
Nothing yet.
Don't be spoiling the surprise. I seen you coming.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't mean to call out Matt there. That's on all of us to keep cleaning up that stuff. We just got a little frick tray that wasn't empty because we don't work at the little bench very often. We empty this guy every day and we work at it. But the little tray...
Okay, you guys zooming in close now? You ready?
Oh, here we go. That's a good old pile of giblets, folks. You guys know what the giblets come from. Let us know, addicts.
Yep. What do those come from? Where do these come from? And these would look pretty darn good in that candy bowl we just made.
Those are certified giblets right there. Glass Academy giblets.
Be nice to pick those right up on a piece.
Yeah.
It could be like 25 slug mojo.
We've sent those out. Do you remember the slug show we did where we bagged those and sent them out as slug droppings?
Oh, really?
The giblets?
So really, these are slug turds, folks. So I don't know if you want to put them inside your candy dish.
All right, I got this hot. I'm putting a little bit of air into it. Just like Chris did on his first one, on his first gather of that clear piece. He put a bubble into it, just like that. You let it get stiff, and he gathered over it.
So you're going to Mushroom Town?
Right now, I'm just making a shard. I was going to let you make the mushroom, and then I make the diskello, depending on how much time we got. We got a half hour.
We got time.
I'm going to make sure I got the correct size block as this cools down. That's going to be this guy. That's even a little big, but I can make it work. The trick is gathering the right amount based off of, and you got to know the color. That's a dense, real thick, opaque pink. So I could probably do a little more clear and blow it out a little larger than, say, if that was a transparent pink, I'd probably only get a very little bit of clear on there and blow it out real thin, but not stretch that color as far. It's a great lesson on learning color.
I was just thinking, and I don't even know where my brain was or what was going on, but I did. You guys don't. You probably know that Jake does boxing. He does boxing for exercise, and I was thinking it'd be cool for Jake to make a mini boxing glove.
That would be fun. That would be really cool.
All rolled up with a little sleeve with some stitching on it.
Hang it from the review mirror.
Yeah.
That'd be super fun.
But then when you hit the brakes and it smashes into the windshield, it's no
your
good.
Forehead.
I've hung many a glass sculptural pieces from the rearview mirror, and you hit the brakes and say goodbye, man. There's glass everywhere. I even cracked the windshield one time.
I did that to one of Mom's favorite pieces when I borrowed her car. Broke it right off the She wasn't happy. Here we go, folks. So I'm looking at the density of the color, feeling the thickness as it expands. Maybe you want to give it one more heat to get
Whoa. It almost looks like he's just blowing a bubble gum bubble.
Totally, it's pink.
Because it's a pink like bubble gum. Yeah. That is a bubble gum bubble.
That's bubble gum all day.
I don't know about a flash.
Nope.
It's paper thin. It's a shard. You don't even have a neck on it.
Get a neck in there. Oh yeah, perfect. With the big jacks too. Look at that. That is bubble gum all day.
I've blown them that big before.
Bubble gum?
Yeah, and it
Sounds
pops
like
and
you
it
get all
covers
in
your
your beer.
I've had it cover my whole face before.
That's
Yeah,
horrible.
that was when you were a kid and you were 3.
No, that was
That's
when I
your
was
face
like,
was like this big.
I was in
Oh.
college. We used to do it. We used to
Oh.
have competitions, and you could blow the biggest bubble.
So this is really cool.
Hours for the spring fling, ma'am.
Spring cleaning is 1 to 4 p.m. this coming Saturday, Sunday. Classes are in the morning. You can come shop.
We're open
Live-
at 11 a.m.
Yeah, live demos start at 1:30.
Yeah. So what the heck? I just heard like 3 different times.
11 a.m. we're open, and then 1 o'clock live
1:30,
demos and
1:30.
custom orders start.
Till 5.
3 o'clock we're done.
Oh.
Maybe 4 o'clock I think is when we're done. We said 3 because we don't want to get a custom order at 4. But if you guys are here, we'll hook you up.
A lot of people want to watch and not get a custom order.
That's the truth.
They'll be bumming.
Come check
Because
this
they
out
won't
how
have
it
something
breaks off.
sweet.
But the thing that's cool about these, this is such a good learning technique for glass blowers, figuring out color,
Yeah,
because you don't have to worry about it like going wonky. You let it go wonky.
exactly. Look. The
What are you
cracks.
pointing at?
Look at the cracks coming out there. I just heard another one crack. So there's like 4 or 5 cracks coming off of the pipe. So we're gonna see it's not a beautiful neckline. It's not gonna break perfectly even. When I tap it, who knows what's gonna happen. Going down the side.
It's like an egg.
Whoa! Alien head. That actually broke pretty good. Now to save this extra beautiful piece of pink.
Bada bing.
And there we are, folks.
Who's blowing this white one? Did you guys talk
That
about
was
this?
Nick. Look at that thing.
It's like a teardrop.
That belongs in Willy Wonka's teardrop factory. Where's that thing
Look.
going?
Woo, woo, woo.
Get back over here.
This is cool. Or this is like a club. Hey, we could do a. All right, is there anyone out there who's worked in the movies?
In
We
the
can't
movies?
make a giant glass
Okay.
club.
Good.
No.
But they made them out of sugar, you know, and they
Sugar.
smash bottles out of people's heads. That one's cool.
All right. So Uncle Dennis,
All
check
right.
this out over here. This is what a curated and complete shard mix looks like. We haven't named this one yet because it's so new, but look at, we got about 3 or 4 different colors in there. Blues, we got a beautiful transparent green in there. And this is gonna be the shards, I think, Chris, if you wanted to make the mushroom,
Sure.
Chris is gonna be using.
So we're making a mushroom, and then we got the giveaway.
That's right. That's pretty cool. We've got about 7 different shard mixes, folks, and depending on the colors we have and the mixes we're looking to curate, they change throughout the year, and that's one of the many ways we try and keep things fresh for students coming in, making multiple shrooms, and really building their glass blowing repertoire. And Chris is going to take it to Mushroom Town here. It's going to be a different process, a different size, different scale than our regular mushrooms in our classes, but that's kind of how Chris does it, you know?
Just for the record, guys, Mushroom Town is in the woods somewhere. That's all I've got to
Are
say.
you doing the mushroom?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
He just gave it to me. He said, you do it because he's going to do the giveaway.
I'm doing the giveaway. I got this really cool diskello style I want to show people.
Fine.
You want in on the mushroom action?
Nope. I wanted to call this the spirulina mix. And Jake
Anybody
said-
know what spirulina is out
Yes.
there?
If you know what it is, say something, please.
Say
Jake-
something.
Jake laughed at me, and I said, no, but people need to know what spirulina is. No, what are you doing? Isn't that just for the top?
He's doing whatever he wants to do, I guess.
That's right. What? I've never taught a mushroom class.
I know.
Yeah,
You guys said make a mushroom, so I'm
he's doing
making
it
a mushroom.
different. This is a one-of-a-kinder mushroom. This mushroom's going to be for sale. Just like that diskello at the beginning of the show.
Fine.
Can't promise that it's going to be for sale live, though.
Blue-green algae.
Well, we just don't want somebody to buy it right out of the annealing oven like my little snail.
Wait, where's that bus? Because I feel it rolling over me. How fast and heavy.
I know the bus right over there. I'm just saying, folks want glass.
That's right. They can wait until Thursday.
Okay. Algae. That's right, folks. It grows on the side of your car.
I ate a bunch of that this morning
I did too, actually.
in my power smoothie. Shook it up, bam! Hit the back of my throat, and I was feeling powerful.
And just like that, the Cobalt Twist mug is gone.
All right. So the mushroom process, folks. I think last spring we made quite a few of these and had them in the gallery.
Can you tell them who designed this class?
Who designed this class, Chris? Can you tell them?
Frank Jobanski?
Oh, it was Frank.
I know that guy.
I think that was a really pointed question from Michelle, folks. Carrie's wondering who we think's going to win the Stanley Cup. Carrie, to be 100% honest, I literally haven't had the time to even look at what the matchups are.
That's
yet.
not a hockey fan's answer.
I'm sorry, it's just facts.
I
just
think
facts.
that the Winnipeg Jets, and they're probably not even playing. I could tell you if the Wings were in it, they'd be winning it.
Yeah, well, if
But they're
anybody
not.
else has their picks for the cup, let's hear them.
Duncan Blau. Good.
Ah, it looks like Chris is doing this backwards. Or he's doing the pull the stem move. I don't know what's happening, folks.
You don't?
Never seen this style of mushroom cap before. Never have seen.
Never.
Never. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
The double
each
blade squeeze.
of the classes at the Glass Academy are designed so you
Love
can
it if I
make
had
them.
tweezers. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
No tweezers?
I don't think so. I don't see any sitting there.
Someone must have brought him over to the knockoff station.
So what I was saying is, any class you take at the Glass Academy is fun and exciting, one of a kind, and unique to our studio because none of these products are made anywhere else because we make them up. Or maybe they are being made somewhere else, but we don't know about it.
That really worked perfectly.
It's a pretty flat patty.
Is that like Flat Stanley?
Something like that.
All right.
Yes.
I can't really go too long because you got a rondelle. I mean a rondelle. Diskello to make, so I can't mess around too much.
No.
So I'm gonna have. I'm just gonna do one more thing to this, and then I'm gonna have you hold it, and we'll go from there.
All right.
I do have tweezers there now. We
Yep.
have a fat pair of mine out. The
That's
fat
the
tweezers.
fatties right there.
All right, good.
I will say we're looking to figure out a sun catcher class here pretty soon. Really brainstorming it. It's really difficult to think about classes, folks. I'm really trying to put it together so it's feasible for the instructor, feasible for the student coming in from whatever level they may be at, and using new tools and having new experiences. So there's a lot of different processes.
You hold on to that for me?
Class.
Just let it cool off, and then you're gonna just knock it off the marver when I say so, and I'm gonna stick a stem on it.
Shards are looking good, folks. Not looking as green. They look a little more blue right now, but there comes the green now a little bit more. cooling down. It's cool looking. I've never seen a mushroom done in this manner, so I'm curious to see how he's gonna put it together here. It's gonna be a solid stem?
Yes.
Got it. Got any other updates for him, tech support? Anything else coming up the pipeline?
Anything else coming up the pipeline? We got enough with the live show this weekend. This is going to be the first live show we've had since COVID, where we've invited people in. The chairs will be set up. So we mix classes and the live show together, which is super cool. We're going to do must be present to have a custom order made, and we're going to pull your name from a hat. So it's going to be a little different than we've done in the past. If there are no custom orders, we're going to be making diskellos. This is the debut of Color Splash. That's another product that's going to be coming out.
The
Color Splashes are a super cool garden art piece. That's why I was asking people if they carried art in their yard.
Where am I knocking it? How am I knocking it?
You can knock it right off, but you want to put it on a wood paddle right over there, which is fine.
Beautiful.
Because the two pieces of glass are nice and hot, they easily stick together, but he still has to go back to the glory hole to meld them together.
It's a pretty nice connection.
I want to make sure it was solid and it looked cool, kind of like I gave it a little extra heat so it would smear up on there.
Yeah.
I want to get it to bend down a little bit so it's got that domed mushroom look.
Hey! I would like to say, if you're watching the Glass Academy show, let your friends and family know about it. We'd love to have new people watch the show and attend.
Yeah, where are the new folks at tonight? That thing's moving. All right. Mary saw the experimental show, said that garden art was pretty darn sweet. Anybody else watch the experimental show? We did show off those color splashes and that new product on our Sunday experimental show, which you get the link to that via the e-news if you sign up for that. Get that news in your mailbox every Sunday morning. But we also have those videos posted on the YT, so if you sign up and subscribe there, you can see those. But we did experiment with some serious color and made some beautiful color splashes, if you will, that are going to be available in your garden all over the place. Beautiful organic pieces of glass. Really cool new product.
All right, we got her nice and hot.
All right, looking good. Catherine, all right. Is that your first snail? Or are you adding to the collection already? I like it. It's really cool to see the individual ones when they go up. I love seeing what people like, what people don't like, what sells, what doesn't sell. It's so fun. That is looking organic. That is from nature. Straight from nature.
The way they grow out there in the muck, folks.
That's going to be a nice one for the annealer reveal, to show that core color, to show the shards on the white. That's going to be looking real good.
All right, I'm going to give myself one more nice deep flash.
Oh, and I do want to say, Catherine, who won the snail, the question about science fiction, she had a really good answer.
Nice.
But I can't remember what it was, but she was into it, so.
Nice.
Isn't it funny how when you put that attention, look what happens?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you think it needs a water droplet on top?
Maybe.
One real quick one?
Sure.
Just for a little reflective quality. And it'll bring a little bit of that clear crystal from the stem up on top. Size, okay. A little bigger. Beautiful.
Rainforest special. Just makes me think of like ants. I can see a bunch of ants up there carrying those water droplets around.
It makes such a nice magnification on the top. The light captures it when it's out in your garden.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. That's it, folks.
He's giving you the up and down, Uncle Dennis.
Sorry, Dad.
Oh my God.
I never made one of these. It's pretty sweet. Someone's gonna get a little tasty treat.
Group of slugs is a cornucopia. How cool.
I remember that one movie when that whole cornucopia of slugs took over the whole town and actually like was eating people.
That sounds pretty hardcore.
I think the same director as Sharknado and Megagator, Megacroc.
Whoa.
Did the snail, Attack of the Snails.
Are you knocking that right in there?
Yep.
All right. Which means I'm going to get this diskello started. What was the color of the stem there?
It was a steel, beautiful, transparent blue.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And just so you folks know, that one's I'm gonna diamond saw that bottom off, and I'm gonna epoxy a nice stem on the bottom of that so it sticks right in your garden or in your house plant or what have you. All right, let's see it, Jacoby.
All right, for the giveaway, this is a new style of a smaller, more affordable type of diskello that's got a splash color in the middle, and you guys got to let me know what you think of this design as we finish it up. Someone's going to get it for free, but eventually these are going to be available for purchase for you guys, very likely on the website as well. So let us know your thoughts, perhaps what color you'd like to see it in. But that's about the size right there. One gather, maximum one gather for our diskello special. And I'm going with a nice deep forest green here. That's not shallow forest, that's deep forest. If you put the color on while standing on one leg, it usually goes on a lot smoother. Kind of think of the pipe as your third leg and you're balancing on that in the color. Just like this.
On one foot. Look at that.
That's what I'm saying. Gets it on there real good. 2 good coats of green, and I'm going to back it up with a beautiful, opaque, strong, vibrant white.
Schwite. That's Schwite, folks.
Boom, just like so. Now, this move's gonna be real similar to our Galaxy wine glasses on the website. If you all have checked those out, there's a beautiful set of, I think, 5 or 6 different colors. They're paper thin, they're perfect stemless wine glasses for, they make great gifts, honestly, for anybody that drinks wine. But check this out. I'm going for the super twist here. One good twist. 2 good twists. 3. 4.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe one more.
Going for some nice looking twists in there.
5.
Something like that. And that's going to be the outside. So think about the white being on the back of the piece and that green showing in the middle with whatever vortex popped through and mixed up with that white. Should be pretty cool.
We were right on the border of Connecticut. Most of the time we were there, we were right driving along the border.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
It was cool when we were visiting Lou.
They make a lot of diskellos in Connecticut?
I thought that so many people from Connecticut bought diskellos from us that now it's known as the diskello state.
territory?
Yeah.
Here comes the bubble. I'm not done with the patterning of this piece just yet. Like Chris was saying with his diskello, we're gonna have to get a little texture on there. We're gonna turn this into the scalloper.
Oh! That was me, folks, bending over onto my little tiny chair.
Aww. Love that chair. I gotta get this shaped up just the right size so it fits in the mold. We know this mold, and you max it out, can be really good for a product this size, but anything smaller than this, it's a little hairy.
Okay, a little bit of housekeeping. It took us a moment, but we finally got to catch up on some paperwork today, and Donna sent out the gift cards, and someone just said, is this real? Did I really win $25? And yes, Susan, you actually won $25. If you're watching the show, have fun. Yes, enjoy. Thank you for playing our game.
How do they win $25?
By opening up the e-news that comes out on Sunday, reading the question and giving us an answer.
Huh.
And then we do Wheel of Names and pick one a week. So we've given over like $4,000 of prizes so far this year.
Jeez. Good. All right, taking a race. So I got straight ribs on here, green and white swirls fading up to clear. The swirls aren't going to look too tremendous from this backside here with all the white spots, but when we flip it around and you see it from this side, it'll be like this though. If you see the inside of the diskello, that green with the white behind it is going to look really clean. Buddy. The green's already getting more vibrant. That's that little very important little platform we put down here so that we can grind it and put that that magnet that Chris was talking about, not the magnet, that metal piece, that patented metal piece onto the bottom. You don't want to put it right onto the thin glass there because it just won't, it'll cut a hole right through it when we grind it. Little cold metal on the neck here. A beautiful break. Now this is cool. I love a clear moil. It's got no color on it. No extra waste, and we can reuse that glass and make that into any other product when we melt it down tonight. very much.
Welcome.
Now I'm going to work on opening it up. This is much more manageable than the one Chris made. That was large, it was in charge. This one's going to be a little more casual for me to know that it's opening up the way I want it to. This is going to be the giveaway, folks. If you haven't entered in the e-news giveaway for this week, we're going to give this away next week. By next week, we'll have it ground. We'll have that hardware onto the piece. And this is a pretty sizable giveaway, to be honest, especially with that hardware that Chris mentioned is 32 bucks a piece just for that metal piece. You really want to make sure that lip is even for when you go for the opening. If there's any wonk in it or broke totally funky, you go to spin it out, one side will be way longer, the ribs will stretch more in one area. So it's really important, that final move I did of flattening up the lip to make sure this spins out correct. Actually, I can already tell I got a little bit of wildness going on because this green is so soft. It's really causing some meltage.
And the green is soft.
Yeah. We're going to see how it spins out. When that green really piles up in one area from that swirl, it really wants to kind of cave in on itself right now. So I'm watching it real good, and I'm going to be real tender with it. That's about as wide as I want to open it up right now, and I'm going to go for the full opening if you got the gloves.
I'm a gloving her away.
Yeah. Here we go, folks. Here's the centripetal force. I got my heat built up. Hopefully we're not going to have it cave on itself. Turn it real slow to start. Here it goes.
Oh yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo. That was a little hairy.
I like it.
We got her. Look at that.
It's got a really nice pattern. I like it when it bends a little bit off the wall. Let it bend.
Me too. Now take a look at that color, Uncle Dennis. Oh yeah.
It's a thin one. Let's get it in there.
Yeah.
Bringing it over there for me.
Yep. Here she goes. Oh, that color is bright.
Remember to play the game. In order to win, you have to enter the contest. enews@glassacademy.com or
That's in
answer
there.
the...
Oh yeah, nice.
You
A couple nice mugs up there on the top too. We got some good stuff in there today, folks, especially on the show.
Yeah.
Pretty good
Super
pieces.
nice. Well, whew, there used to be a song or something you sang like that was the end or something, you know?
Closing time song.
Closing time, or maybe the Doors, This Is the End. I like that one. That's a good one. Right.
Ready for the lounge.
Well, guys, it was another amazing show. Can't wait for next week, the show 162. Gonna be great. We hope you guys have an amazing week. We'll see you for the annealer reveal on Thursday, generally about 1:30, right? Anything else you have to say here, my lady, before we take you over to Jake at the main door over there? Or the main whatever that thing's called, the main
Main squeeze?
thing.
Nope, nothing. I got
All
nothing.
I wanted to show off is the Emperor Slug that's still around after a full night of the live show. Look at this little guy. With the crown.
I've heard they can be nasty too.
They can be, but the coolest thing about the Emperor Slugs is that they don't have to fit into a family of color like we sell them. So this is green and yellow. I couldn't make a slug like that because what if someone ordered a green one and they got that, they'd be like, that's yellow. And if someone ordered a yellow one, they'd be like, that's green. So I'm mixing colors up with all the Emperors. They're different, they're unique, and they got clout.
Clout and attitude.
And attitude.
So be careful, because they will get around your house while you're sleeping.
Super slimy.
Yep.
All right, folks. Beautiful show. You're going to catch us on Thursday for the annealer reveal. We're going to show off all those products. I suppose those things are going to be that weren't sold available for purchase on Thursday.
They are.
Stay tuned and check your computers and whatnot. And
That's it.
that's it, folks. Have a beautiful couple days.
Over and out.
All right, all right.